Hello, YouTube. I hope that everybody is doing very well today. Thank you for joining me. It is always a pleasure to be in your company. Thank you. Thank you also for the time you invested in viewing my last video. Scripted confusion, bad theater, and shattered comfort zones. There were several comments and questions provided in the comments section. I thought it would be more beneficial to reply via video. Again, thank you for your kind words and time. You are indeed appreciated by me. Okay, I will start the music as I drive to the gym. During this time, we can have our conversation. Here we go. The first question. Some politicians want to believe and promote that it is the president that has divided the country, another tactic used to divert attention from the true issues at hand, which has worked for many years. But why has it worked? Good question. First, I will start by stating our political culture has a history of displayed brute and mindless disdain for the American people, or certain segments of the American populace. Politicians and pundits will always assume their alarm is shared by the nation. However, people ignore the history of this country. This empire's unity, if there really was any and not some think tank constructed oasis, this empire's cohesion, this empire's feeling of being at peace has always been taken for granted by the masses. History reflects this. Yet another reason it is so easy to divert attention. It works because directing attention to Obama's failings, substitute any president here, has the potential to generate common unity by the supposed opposing team. Republicans know they could have played their parts better. Indeed, it is fair to claim they were less than constructive partners in the governing process. It works also because the White House at times behaves like the Soviet Union. I am speaking in how they manipulate public opinion. The GOP wants to pretend their system of methods would be different. It also works because Obama refuses to honestly engage critics. This passive-aggressive demeanor has morphed from a character flaw to an opportunity to employ a political strategy. Politics aside, Obama has a hankering for aggrandizing self-regard. He has a history of contempt for others in addition to this. How can you be capable of your obligation to deal with mundane compromises which oils the machine when you consistently behave in this fashion? Next, this comment, quote, "This is a very sad but true statement. ... America has become a police state. ... But with many Americans blinded by the racial divide, ... They either refuse or don't realize that we've become prisoners of our own land." End quote. Well, what I say to this is, shut up and obey. Again, shut up and obey. These are the commands imposed upon us daily. I can no longer claim it is peculiar that mankind works to sabotage our process. Personally, I think this is primarily due to two things. One, inadequate mental hygiene. And two, being less than fully developed emotionally. Frankly, I am not sure there is some specific identifiable position within addressing emotional maturity. I do think we bear witness to the fruits we produce. This information is informative. Granted, my two reasons shared is based on the tentative insight that one who is broken beyond repair is not a factor to be considered when examining human progress. By the way, I see the self, or animating force, as a living process and not knowledge or memory. Consider all said to this point. This makes it easy for us to be blinded by group dynamics and individual folly like racial divide. Perception management has been a clever tool. It convinces the prisoner he or she has not been confined and encourages the individual to remain fixated. Little hope of expansion exists beyond this induced psychological state, which appears to be guaranteed within its ability to be successful, that is, with most people. The last comment, quote, Monsanto and other GMO products have not been tested on the adverse effects the product may have on humans. Yet, we're conditioned to care more about pop culture than what affects us as a whole. End quote. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Did I say that? Yes, I did. Monsanto and GMO foods rates lower on the list of priorities for many people for many reasons. The most obvious being that certain people feel helpless against corporations. So, it is a waste of time to invest in challenging them, right? Some believe they can no longer vote with their dollar, which once empowered them. Another reason is the limitation of time and the demands of stress, the daily demands. This will always bring to the forefront priorities or time management. Many do not have enough time in the day to do anything other than work, maintain their bodies, rest, and invest in some form of escapism or relaxation. Pop culture appears to be infinitely expansive, infinitely powerful. It appears to have the godlike quality of being omnipresent. This, for example, makes it easy for some people to get wrapped up regarding the commodities displayed by product recommendation algorithms. Now, computational methodologies and its relationship to nationally representative data regarding various social issues like the use of guns actually feeds our pop culture. If you do not think so, I invite you to view several of Quentin Tarantino's movies. We can even look at fast food marketing and how pop culture becomes the perverse love child of corporations via its advertisement concentration on children. This is even more insidious when you consider middle income, Black, and rural communities are disproportionately exposed to such marketing tactics. Yes, it is easy to drown in the sea of pop culture. It is orchestrated this way. But you do have a choice. You do have a choice. I do not want to remove our responsibility in regards to our relationship with it. And by the way, this is not a matter of belief that I am sharing here. If memory serves me, in 2009, fast food restaurants, for example, spent more than 700 million, again, 700 million, one more time, 700 million to market their products to children and adolescents. Children, the organic engines of tomorrow, and potentially the money bags and servants for the oligarchs, if you control their minds, are molded by the entirety of ideas, images, perspectives, attitudes, memes, and other processes outside of knowledge and intuition. We're speaking of abstracts and tangible items that are held within the mainstream. These are building blocks for a culture's consciousness. It takes knowledge, and certain value structures, etc., to reallocate your time away from the monster known as pop culture. Maybe we are easily dominated due to how we see our bodies and that which fuels it. If you liken yourself to something disposable and have allowed others to specify the value of your being, then you are clay for masters of puppets. Thank you. Thank you for providing the opportunity for me to communicate further with you in regards to certain ideas that I have, which orbited around my last video. Have a wonderful day. Be well.